Derrick Rose buzzing last night, buzzing today. Will he take over the starting job for Jeff Teague, who was injured last night? Make you wonder, that black cloud lift over this organization with all the Jimmy Butler drama. We'll talk more about Rose. How about Steph Curry? It's incredible what he does each and every night. Last night, 7 more threes, and it's like we're not even talking about it. The Warriors are rolling. Are they even better than they ever have been during this run that they're putting together? The run's come against J.R. Smith and the Cavs. He's picked up a championship, but now he's been told he's out of the rotation. So now J.R. wants out of Cleveland.
Are you hoping for a trade?
Yeah, honestly.
Have you expressed that to them?
They know. To feel like you're going to play one day and then you just don't play, you can't even look me in my face and tell me. That's disrespectful.
All right, so clearly Chris Haynes, Cleveland's going through something here, right? We're still waiting to find out what's going on with Larry Drew, who doesn't want to be called the interim coach, wants a contract. Is there a market for a guy like J.R. Smith right now who's got money this year and next year coming to him?
Very minimal. Market nonetheless. You know, you look at, he's a guy whose defense I think has improved over the last 3 years, especially playing with LeBron James. So you can consider him a 3D player, but there is a small market. He's owed $14 million this season, and then next season, only $4 million is guaranteed. So I can see a team taking a chance and trying to see if he can just get them to that next level, or maybe, you know, get them over the hump, whatever hump that is for a respective team. So I think there is a small market, and I do not see at all J.R. Smith sticking with this team for the whole season. And I was also told that there will not be a buyout scenario in play. So this will have to be strictly a trade. And I think that'd probably be best for both parties.
And it doesn't look like he's going to get fined for those comments, right? Because he was just simply answering a question, right?
Yeah, he was answering the question. He didn't come out and say, I demand a trade. They asked, does he hope to get traded? He's like, yes. That's fine.
Sure. Yeah, I'm with you there on that one. Now, obviously, Derrick Rose's big night had a lot to do with us overlooking the Warriors, because it's becoming kind of commonplace at this point. But do we need to start paying attention not only to that fly that's in your room, by the way? And
you see it too?
Maybe Shaq put that in your room. It's unbelievable.
I'm trying to be professional here.
I know. Yeah. But you're doing a real good job. It was distracting me. Steph Curry, he just does it every single night, Chris. Is it possible that these guys are even better now than they have been?
I think so. You know, I followed that team last year from day to day, and they just didn't play with any joy. The game wasn't fun. They got kind of tired of winning, if that's even a real problem. But, you know, they're playing with extreme joy coming out here. I think they understand the magnitude of this season. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of uncertainty when you think about after this year. When you talk about Kevin Durant's situation, Klay Thompson's situation, and Draymond Green as well. So I think they're just going to try to enjoy this experience this year together and see what happens, and try to see if they can get a three-peat done. But no, they're definitely not struggling. I'm the one struggling with this fly back here.
Well, you got a fly. I got a 7-foot beast throwing basketballs at my head while I'm trying to do TV. That was maybe the most eventful 10 minutes of television we've ever done on 10 Before 10. I'm glad it was shared with you, Chris.
Oh, no, that's all good. And Shaq got that wine-colored suit, like a big ass wine glass over there, man.
We'll clip that off, and we'll be replaying that at 7 o'clock when Shaq joins me on Game Time. Chris will be back with us a little later on. We'll also take you out and get you set for the Nuggets and Cavaliers, coming off of a big game winner by Paul Millsap last night. We'll talk to Chris Dempsey about Jokic and his MVP consideration. All right, we've got some big status updates for you. We're going to get more from Chris Haynes on Anthony Davis here in a moment. It was assumed after last night's game he would be able to play, but now he's been downgraded to doubtful. Julius Randle probable. Still no Alfred Payton, as he's out once again. No Ba Mute for the Clippers tonight. Come over and look at what we got with we talked about Giannis, who had to miss a game due to the concussion protocol, but he's okay. Dante DiVincenzo has been upgraded to available. He's been shooting the ball really, really well out of Villanova. No Jaylen Brown again, as we mentioned. We'll update you on who is going to be in the starting lineup for Brad Stevens tonight against the Milwaukee Bucks. Say what?
Dinwiddie crosses. 8 seconds. Fires. Oh, Spencer Dinwiddie delivers a 3.
they've been telling me to drive, but you know, it was like the Kermit thing where you got like Hoodie Kermit telling you like, nah, shoot the step back three. So I was like, man, all right, cool, let's do it.
Is the Defensive Player of the Year award something that, you know, you're chasing again?
Yeah,
this year?
I need that.
You need that.
I need that bad.
How bad?
Real bad. I made second team all defense last year. I'm pissed about that still.
Why? You haven't played 35 minutes in a lot of games this year. You played 35 minutes tonight.
We were in Minnesota. You're talking about Derrick Rose, who you played with last year, and saying how his love of the game.
I was gonna end with that. Me and you, we've been together too long already. That was gonna be my last question. This is the last question, by the way, because that's what I'm gonna end with.
If anything, what I will remember tonight is the dumb turnovers I had. I look relaxed up here, but I'm jittery as hell on the inside.
How do you think I felt when Shaq was throwing basketballs in my head? Derek, I know how you feel. Let's get back to Chris Haynes here from Yahoo Sports. Talk about the late game on TNT tonight. We got the Pels and we got the Blazers. Second night of a back-to-back for New Orleans. And Anthony Davis, you could tell coming off the elbow injury, he was a little rusty last night, and it was just assumed he'd play tonight. But it seems like now he's been downgraded, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, he told us last night that he expected to play in Portland tonight, but if you remember, he suffered a collision with Draymond Green during that game, and he came up kind of favoring that elbow and kind of wincing a little bit. And so after the game, he took an extended amount of time getting treatment on that elbow, and he was getting it looked at. And so you kind of knew from that sense that there was a possibility that he would not play tonight. And that's what the organization is leaning towards doing. And rightfully so. You got to be careful with AD. He's the source of what they're able to do offensively and defensively. So it sounds about like the right move.
Notice to anybody in the NBA trying to dunk on Jared Allen. It doesn't work out well. Didn't for Blake Griffin, and now for Anthony Davis. But so the Pels have to move on here. They'll try and pick up if Anthony Davis can't go, they'll have to try and win their first game without him this season. We know throughout the course of AD's career, it's not worked out well for the Pels. Going up against the Blazers, two teams we really didn't know what to think about them this season. Who are you buying so far with the fast starts for both teams? Who's, in your book, looked real serious in terms of a playoff spot?
Well, I think both teams, when they're healthy, I think both teams are right there. And I'm talking about probably top 5 in the conference. Portland, they're playing some unbelievable ball. They're under the radar. You look at that dynamic duo of Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, they're both playing at an all-star level. Damian Lillard, for the most part, was leading league in scoring. He's stepping his game up tremendously, making guys better. And Joseph Nurkic, the center for Portland, he's playing extremely well coming off of that extension this summer. So they have a lot to prove, and they always feel like they're the underdogs. And I don't expect that to change whatsoever. But I just want to see both teams, and you want to see the league as a whole just be healthy, and so we can see them play their best ball. And that way we can properly examine them. But as of right now, I'm enjoying both teams, but hopefully AD can get back as soon as possible.
All right, we take you around the NBA, and while we go back to last night, let's also look forward here with the Minnesota Timberwolves, who have today off. They're flying to Oakland to take on the Warriors tomorrow night. We know how well Derrick Rose played last night. Did it bother you at all that Jimmy Butler, who seemed to burst into the press conference room when Derrick Rose was having his moment, wasn't on the bench or anywhere to be seen when he claimed he was injured but couldn't play?
Well, I can't knock him for that. I will say, if he knew that D Rose was going to go out and light up the arena, I think he would have been there. But him going into the press conference after the game, I think he wanted to show. I think a lot of it was genuine and trying to be there for Derrick Rose and show their support. But he also wants to show everybody that he's still a supporter to an extent. if that makes any sense.
Yeah, but it always seems like it has to be on his terms. And I'm not saying he's not a superstar in this league, but it just seems very disingenuous at times.
I don't think he's a superstar. I think he's a really good star. But no, that's Jimmy. But we have to understand the context behind everything. You know, he's fed up right now.
Yep.
He's really trying to force his way out. And it's really getting fatigued when we talk about the storylines every other day pertaining to Jimmy Butler and kind of the antics and the power plays that's being made behind the scenes. It's kind of amateur hour. And so you just hope that this thing can get over as soon as possible, because for somebody like me who has to cover these events, or if you want to call them events, it's really getting tiring because nothing is happening.
I hear you on that one. Chris, we're going to put your hashtag NBA style to the test when we come back with the city jerseys. Which ones do you like the best? You know who Denver liked the best last night? Paul Millsap. Look at that. Game winner last night, goes right back at it after a winner in Chicago and Cleveland tonight. We got more on this game and which city jersey do you like the most?